Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Physics Cafe by Manjeet Kaur. In this video, we study about class 9th Physics chapter Gravitation. Here we have definition of gravitation. It is the name given to the force of attraction between any two bodies of the universe. That means it is the phenomena of attraction of two masses. Why the masses of any two objects attract each other? The reason behind them is gravitational force present between them. The gravitational force was discovered by Newton in the year 1665 when he saw an apple falling down the tree. The reason behind them is gravitational force present there. The gravitational force is invisible, but due to gravitational force, the apple fell downward. Similarly, when we throw a ball in upward direction, the ball comes back in downward due to gravity of Earth. So, the gravitational force of apple and ball is very less than the gravitational force of Earth. The gravitational force is basically depend upon mass of the object. Higher the mass of the object, greater the gravitational force present there. Smaller the mass, smaller the gravitational force present there. Now we have Newton's law of gravitation. It states that every object in this universe attract each other with a force. That force is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That means Newton's law of gravitation is mainly dependent upon the product of their masses. Now we have diagram. Consider two objects A and B. The mass of object A is m1 and the mass of object B is m2. Let r be the distance between them and F be the force of attraction between them. Now, according to Newton's law of gravitation, F is directly proportional to the product of their masses and F is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Now, from equation 1 and 2, we get F is proportional to m1 into m2 upon r square. Now, F is equals to G m1 into m2 upon r square, which is the equation number 3, where G is the constant of proportionality. The value of G in SI unit is equals to 6.67 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. And the value of G in CGS system is equals to 6.67 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 8 Dine centimeter square per gram square. The gravitational constant is a scalar quantity. That means it gives us only magnitude. It doesn't give a direction. Now we have an example. What is the magnitude of the gravitational force between the Earth and the 1 kilogram object on its surface? The mass of the Earth is 6 multiplied by 10 raised to power 24 kilogram. The radius of the Earth is 6.4 multiplied by 10 raised to power 6 meter. From Newton's law of gravitation, we know G is equals to m1 into m2 upon r square. Here m1 is the mass of the Earth, m2 is the mass of the body, which is 1 kilogram. r is the distance between the two bodies. Radius of the earth is 6.4 multiplied by 10 raised to power 6 meter. G is the universal gravitational constant, which is equals to 6.67 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. By putting the all values in this equation, F equals to G m1 m2 upon r square. So F is equals to 6.67 multiplied by 10 raised to power 11 bracket 6.0 multiplied by 10 raised to power 24 multiplied by 1 divided by 6.4 multiplied by 10 raised to power 6 whole square 2. So we get F is equals to 9.8 Newton. This show that Earth exerts a force of 9.8 Newton on a body of mass 1 kilogram. The body will exert an equal force of attraction of 9.8 Newton on the Earth. Here we have definition of gravity. It is the force by which a planet or other body draw objects towards each other. That means objects with mass are attracted to each other, that is gravity. Gravity depends upon only the masses of the two attracting bodies and their distance from each other. Here we have example. The force of gravity keeps all the planets in orbit around the sun. That means higher the mass of the object, its gravity is also higher. So that the gravity of sun is higher. That's why all the planets revolve around the sun because of its higher gravity. Gravity also gets weaker with distance. So the closer objects are to each other, the stronger their gravitational pull is. Here we have example. The gravity between the Earth and point C is weaker as compared to the point A and between the Earth. Here we have definition of free fall. A free falling object is an object that is falling under the sole influence of gravity. There is no other external force acted upon it. As you know all, if we throw anything, it moves downward, that is towards Earth because of gravity. So any object that is being acted upon only by the force of gravity is said to be in a state of free fall. Here we have definition of acceleration due to gravity. The acceleration which is gained by an object because of gravitational force is called its acceleration due to gravity. That means when an object falls freely towards the surface of the earth from a certain height, then its velocity changes. This change in velocity produces acceleration in the object, which is known as acceleration due to gravity. Here we have example. At time 0 second, the velocity of the object is 0 meter per second. After time t1 second, the velocity of the object is 9.8 meter per second. At time 2 second, the velocity of the object changes. It becomes 19.6 meter per second. After time t 3 second, the velocity of the object becomes 29.4 meter per second. Similarly, at time 4 second, the velocity of the object becomes 39.2 meter per second. So it is clearly seen as the velocity of the object increases uniformly, we get the constant acceleration. That acceleration is due to gravity. So the SI unit of acceleration due to gravity is meter per second. The acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the earth is represented by the letter G. The standard value of acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. Always remember the acceleration due to gravity is independent of masses. The value of acceleration due to gravity is different for different plants. The acceleration due to gravity increases as you get close to the earth. Here we have example. Calculate the force of gravitation between the earth and the sun. Given that the mass of the earth is 6 multiplied by 10 raised to power 24 kg and of the sun is equals to 2 multiplied by 10 raised to 30 kg. The average distance between them two is 1.5 multiplied by 10 raised to power 11 meter. So the mass of the sun, which is denoted by ms, equals to 2 multiplied by 10 raised to power 13 kg. The mass of the earth, which is represented by me, equals to 6 multiplied by 10 raised to power 24 kg. The gravitational constant G is equals to 6.67 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. The average distance between the sun and the earth is which is denoted by r is equals to 1.5 multiplied by 10 raised to power 11 meter. Now according to universal law of gravitation, which is equals to G into mass of earth into mass of sun upon r square. So put the values of mass of sun, mass of earth, gravitational constant and the distance between them. So we get F is equals to 3.56 multiplied by 10 raised to power 29 Newton. Definition of mass. It is the measure of the amount of matter in an object. Mass is usually measured in grams or kilograms, but its SI unit is kilogram. Now we have definition of weight. It is the measure of amount of force acting on a mass due to acceleration due to gravity. That means it is a measure of gravitational pull on an object. Weight is usually denoted by W. We have an example. The mass of the astronomer on Earth and on Moon is same because the mass of the object remains constant no matter where it is placed. But the weight of the astronomer is different on Moon and on Earth because weight depends upon gravitational force. The weight of the astronomer on Earth is greater than the weight of the astronomer on Moon because the weight of the astronomer is greater because of the stronger gravitational pull on Earth. Now weight is multiplied by the acceleration of the gravity. We know that F is equals to m into A from Newton's second law of motion. Here F is the force applied on object, m is the mass of the object and A is the acceleration due to gravity. So from here we replace a force applied on object which is equals to weight of the object and A is equals to A acceleration. So we replace it by lowercase g, which is acceleration due to gravity. So from here we get W is equals to m into g. W is the weight of the object, m is the mass of the object and g is the acceleration due to gravity. Here we have an example. The mass of an object is 100 kg. What is its weight on the earth? Mass is equals to 100 kg. Acceleration due to gravity, which is g, which is equals to 9.8 meter per second square. We know W is equals to m times g. So put the values of mass and acceleration due to gravity in this formula. We get W is equals to 980 Newton. Thus, the weight of the object is 980 Newton. Here, the weight of an object on the moon. The weight of an object on the earth is the force with which the earth attracts the object. Because the weight depends upon gravitational pull, so the weight of the object on earth is stronger than the weight of the object on moon, because there presence of stronger gravitational pull on the earth. Similarly, the weight of the object on the moon is the force with which the moon attracts the object. But here gravitational pull is weaker. So the mass of the moon is less than from the mass of the earth, so that the moon exerts lesser force of attraction on object. Thus we get weight of the object on moon is equals to 1/6 multiplied by its weight on the earth. Here we have definition of thrust. It is the total force act perpendicular to the total surface of the object. Thrust is the opposite direction to the force of gravity. Hence, it reduces the total force acting downward due to gravity on the object, and you feel as though your weight has reduced. The thrust is a vector quantity, that means it gives us magnitude and also direction. The SI unit of thrust, which is equals to Newton. Thrust is equals to pressure multiplied by area, that is its formula. Now we have definition of pressure. It is the thrust acting per unit area of the object. That means pressure depends upon two factors. First is thrust, which is force. More the force, more the pressure. And second is area. More area, less pressure we have to apply. So SI unit of pressure is Pascal, and its formula is pressure is equals to thrust upon area. In this, it is easier to walk on soft sand if we have flat shoes, because we have to apply less force because of higher area. But if we wear sharp heels and walk on soft sand, we have to apply high force because of low area. Pressure in fluids. First we know what is fluid. A substance which can flow is called a fluid. Liquid and gases are fluids. A fluid is able to change shape. That means if we put the fluid in any container, it will take the shape of the container. In this diagram, if we put the water in flask, the water take the shape of flask, and if we put the water in beaker and graduated cylinder, water also take the shape of the beaker and graduated cylinder. That means fluid is able to change its shape, and fluid flow from place to place. That means in lake, sea, canals, water flow from one higher end to another lower end. Fluid exert pressure on surfaces. In this diagram, the pressure exert on the surfaces. It may be the top and it may be the bottom of the container. Pressure is lowest at the top of the bucket and pressure is highest at the bottom of the bucket. Now we have definition of buoyancy. The tendency of a fluid to exert an upward force on a body when immersed in a fluid is called a buoyant force or a upward thrust. That means किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट को जब हम पानी में रखते हैं तो उसके ऊपर एक अपवर्ड फोर्स एक्ट करता है, उस फोर्स को हम कहते हैं buoyant force or upward thrust. In this diagram we have different type of object. Some objects are sink in water and some objects are float in water. The object sink and float in water, it depends on the density of the object. We have three type of cases. Case number 1, when a body float in water. A body float in water when the density of object is less than the density of the water. In this diagram, the beach ball float in water because it has lower density than water. So that's why buoyant force is greater than the weight of the beach ball. So that beach ball float in water. Now we have case number 2, when a body remain equilibrium in water. A body remain equilibrium in water when the density of the object is equal to the density of the water. It happens when the buoyant force is equal to the weight of the object. So that time the body remain equilibrium in water. Now we have case number 3, when a body sink in water. In this diagram, a heavy weight nail sink in water because the density of the nail is higher than the density of the water. So that's why buoyant force is lower than the weight of the nail. So that nail is sink in water. Now we have definition of Archimedes principle. When a body is immersed fully or partially in a fluid, it experiences an upward force that is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by it. To understand this definition, we take this example. When a man enters in a bathtub, the bathtub is filled with water. That time the water displaced when a man enters in this. If we have to know how much water is displaced, we know easily by using Archimedes principle, which say the displaced water's weight is equal to the weight of the man. That means if we know the weight of the man, we easily know how much water displaced from the bathtub. Now we have relative density, which is equals to density of substance upon density of water. This formula is used in numericals. Now we have example. Calculate the hydrostatic pressure exerted by the water at the bottom of the beaker. The depth of the water in the beaker is 45 cm. Height of the water is represented by lowercase b, which is equals to 45 cm. We convert centimeter into meter, then we get 0.45 meter. Acceleration due to gravity, which is represented by lowercase g, is equals to 9.8 meter per second square. We know the density of water, which is represented by rho, which is equals to 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So we know pressure is equals to B into rho into g. So put the value of height of the water, acceleration due to gravity and density of the water in this formula. We get pressure is equals to 0.45 meter into 9.8 meter per second square into 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So we get pressure is equals to 4410 Pascal. Pascal is the unit of pressure. So we get the hydrostatic pressure exerted by the water at the bottom of the beaker is 4410 Pascal. We have one more example. The volume of 50 gram of a substance is 20 centimeter cube. If the density of the water is 1 gram per centimeter cube, will the substance float or sink? We know mass is equals to 50 gram, volume of the substance which is equals to 20 centimeter cube. We know density which is equals to mass upon volume. So put the value of mass and volume. We get density of a given substance which is equals to 50 gram upon 20 centimeter cube. So density of a given object is equals to 2.5 gram per centimeter cube. And density of water which is equals to 1 gram per centimeter cube. So we know when the density of substance is greater than the density of water, then the object sink in water. That time buoyancy force is less than the weight of the object. Now we have one more example. The volume of 50 gram sealed packet is 350 centimeter cube. Will the packet sink or float in water if the density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube? Solution. Volume of 50 gram packet is equals to 350 centimeter cube. Density of water which is equals to 1 gram per centimeter cube. We know the density of packet which is equals to mass of packet upon volume of packet. So put the value of volume of packet and mass of packet in this formula. We get density of packet which is equals to 50 gram upon 350 centimeter cube, which is equals to 1.428 gram centimeter cube. So density of packet is 1.428 gram per centimeter cube, which is higher than the density of the water, so that substance sink in the water. So the sealed packet will sink in the water because the buoyancy force is lower than the weight of the object. So thank you for watching my video. Like my video and subscribe my channel.